Hello, welcome in to the Hector Arena in beautiful Pictou, Nova Scotia for this presentation of playoff hockey on High Button Sports. My name is Ryan McDonald. On behalf of all High Button Sports, I'd like to thank you for choosing to spend your Sunday afternoon with us here. You know, they say there's no two better words in sports than Game 7. But for today, I'd say Game 5 is up there. It's Game 5, winner take all, between the Northern Subway Selects and the Greenfoot Capitals. This series, one of the best playoff hockey series I've had the pleasure of watching in my life. Both teams evenly matched, almost too evenly matched, as the first three games all decided within one goal. 2 overtime games, including a double overtime game. The Selects got a little bit of an edge yesterday afternoon as they won 2-0 to force this Game 5. As warm-ups conclude here, we'll be right back with the first puck drop. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back into the Hector Arena for this afternoon's matchup. Your starting goalies this afternoon, no surprises here in nets for the Selects. It's number 1, Amy Field. And down there in net for the Capitals, it's number 30, it's Lauren Delaney. As we look to get underway here, lots of noise, big crowd. You can't tell whose home game it is. Big sports section for both teams. Almost can't hear myself think. As we're just ready for puck drop. And the opening puck drop will go to the Capitals as they dump it in there. Fields lets it back there for her defense. Selects go get it out. Up come the Selects. Working in McCaddy. McCaddy's shot. That tip. And went just wide. Puck goes in front as the dog to my right enjoyed that rush. As here comes the Capitals with a counterattack. Working in. Fans on the shot. It does get to the net, and that's just knocked wide. Battle alongside the boards for it. It comes out behind the Selects net. Picked up by McIntyre. Lexi McIntyre. She'll move it up. And I'll just be elected to dump in. Played behind the net. Capitals, and here's a lot of speed on display so far as that puck's knocked around in the neutral zone and eventually just dumped into the Capital zone. Picked up by Leslie. Leslie's trying to get it out. It's battled for alongside the boards. Driscoll will pick it up in her own corner. She can't get it out. Tanner loses the puck. It's chipped past her. And here come the Capitals. Pass into the skates. It's bounced around in the slot, but it'll be knocked safely into the corner. That puck's thrown all the way down. And that'll go down for an icing against the Selects. So we'll have our first offensive zone draw here for the Capitals. Just under a minute and a half in here. Puck's dropped. This time one back by the Selects, bringing it out behind their own net. That's fired up, tipped up by Lapierre in the neutral zone. Chisholm will pick it up there. She just tries to get it back to the point. It's knocked out and Burris will pick it up. Her dump attempt is fanned on. It'll still be Selects puck on the near side. Parsons is going to dump it in for the Capitals. Field thought about playing it. She leaves it. Burris picks it up, and she has some speed coming out of her own zone. She loses the puck in the lines with feet. Capitals just dumping it into the corner. We'll have it behind the net. Battle for it. Puck comes out in front. No one's there. Whistle. It looks like the net came off. It did. That puck came to a dangerous area there, but there was no Capital. No Caps players to do any damage there. Another offensive zone draw for the Caps. Dowling in for the Caps to take it against McLean for the Selects. Puck dropped, one back by McLean. McIntyre has it in her own zone. She's breaking out. She gains the zone. She's forced wide. Thrown behind the net. Raced for it. Ballon up. Kelly's trying to get it off the wall. She can't. McCaddy down deep with it. Picked up by Harling. Harling trying to get it over her own zone. She does. And that's blown offside at the Selects line. Dowling was just a foot offside there. Big crowd this afternoon here in the historic Hector Arena. Puck's dropped. A lot on the line here. Bound to be in the Nova Scotia finals in this league. That shot just goes wide. Centering attempt hit the side of the net. It does come out. It's taken. Balfour bouncing around. That puck's just dumped out. Picked up by Ashbridge. She loses the puck. It's going to go the other way with the Selects. That's just dumped in safely into the corner. Puck gets chipped up, and here come the Caps. Caps working in. Partner pass. Oh, and that just hit the skate and wasn't able to get a shot off as that puck comes out. Wilkie to Walter. She'll move it up. Beaton with it. She's forced wide. Tries to get it to Prince. Puck's taken off her stick. Battle for it near the Caps bench. Beaton has it. She's coming through the neutral zone with some speed. She gets tripped up. Puck's dumped in deep. Prince battling for it alongside the boards. Puck comes out. Beaton takes a whack at it. It'll go back to Leslie at the point. It gets docked in deep. Balfour alongside the boards, comes back to Leslie. Leslie tries to see Harrison's on the far side there. Just out of her reach. He'll be picked up by the Selects. With some speed, it's knocked off her stick at the blue line again. What an effort there. Shot just goes wide. Balfour, Harlan shoots it from the point, patted away there by Field. Caps have it in the corner, will be taken up by the Selects. Tries to get that pass up. Just out of the reach there of Morrow. Caps putting a lot of forechecking effort in right now. McLean has it behind her own net. She loses the puck, still picked up. Morrow's only able to tip it there, but it will be an icing as she was just on her own side of the red line. So once again, another offensive zone draw for the Caps. The Caps have come out with a lot of speed. They wanted to close this thing out at home. Wasn't to be. Next best thing, do it in front of the other team's home fans. Puck's dropped. One back by the Selects. They look to get it out. They're trying to get something going for the first time today. The puck does get over the blue line, but will be taken safely by Dowling. She moves it over. It'll be dumped up, and that goes out of play. The keys to the game here for the Selects. These two players, Hallie Rose McLean, a lot of talk about her with her 42 goals this year, and then Amy Field, 10 in the pipes. They want to win. Those two need to do what they do best as that puck's dropped. One back by the Caps. They just dump it in. Clearing attempts intercepted. Gets back to the point. Shot from the point. Bouncing around. Shoots. Scores! Caps strike first! Bouncing puck in front of the net. And it's buried. And it's 1-0. Sydney Power gets it. And the Caps faithful wearing the green jerseys here love it. Just over 5 minutes into this game, you knew it was coming. The Caps strike first as McLean picks up the puck off the faceoff. She just dumps it in. Delaney back behind her net. She plays it. It's rimmed around. Gets to the point. It's kept in at the point and chipped back in. McCaddy dumps it in. McLean can't handle that. That goes around the net. Leslie picks it up in her own corner. She's trying to get it out. Gets past MacArthur, and that will get out of the zone. It'll be dumped in. Fields plays it behind her net. Bringing it up. Working in wide. Shot. That just goes far. Looking to keep it in at the blue line. She does, but it goes up and out of play. The Caps bench making a lot of noise so far this afternoon. Offensive zone draw here. The Selects looking to give their side of the rink something to cheer for here. Puck's dropped. One back by the Caps. Clearing attempt will get out of the zone. Beated's in a foot race for it. Beated's going to win the puck. She's in the corner. She just tries to get a pass. Prince will pick it up. Prince in the corner. She gets thrown into the boards there. Selects will pick up the puck. Moving up with it. Walter just dumps it right back in. Field once again playing it behind her own net. Picked up. Thrown up there, and that can't be handled, so another opportunity for the Caps. That shot, save, rebound, can't get a stick on that. Selects, clearing attempt gets blocked again. They'll try it again, off the glass. This time it gets out, and just thrown right back in. Working in, forced wide. Stops, tries to get it back. Good stick there. Selects look to get it out. Coming up with a Tanner. Tanner gets brought down. Going the other way is Parsons. Parsons, her shot. Blocked by Burris. Will be picked up by the Caps behind the net. Left behind the net will be picked up there by Martin. Martin's forced into her own corner. Puck's taken off her stick. Lot of zone time so far for the Caps. That pass in front of the net. Backhand shot. Easily handled there by Field. Caps still with it in the corner. Picked up, and that'll be chipped out. Harlan holds the line. She dumps it into the corner again. Picked up by the Caps. Battling for it in the corner. Caps come out with the puck. Throws it back to the point. Shot from the point. That's tipped wide. We're 8 minutes into this game. It's been all Caps thus far. Picked up by Connolly. Connolly will have the puck in her own zone. She throws it up. Battle for it by the Selects bench. It's thrown back. Leslie will pick up the puck. She gets the Power who just got on the ice. Power's forced wide by Burris. Burris will pick up the puck. Makes a move. She still has it. Chips it off the boards to herself. She gets it out of the zone. McCaddy's pass eventually makes it to McLean. McLean forced wide. Shielding the puck. Battle for it. Be picked up. behind the net, thrown out in front, taken by the Caps. Selects win it right back. Shot, that goes well wide. McCaddy has it behind the net. She can't get it out to McLean. McLean finally gets it. She's held up against by Wilkie. Battle for it alongside the boards. Bodies hit the floor. Still being held. What a battle there. Caps get the puck. Try to get it out. It will be picked up by the line. Selects holding the line. Work it down deep. That pass is just out of the reach. McCaddy will have it behind the net. Her centering pass, and McLean just couldn't get it on net. It'll be cleared to the neutral zone. Select still have it. They start pressuring now. Delaney plays it behind her own net. She moves it out. Outlet pass is knocked away, but that'll still get all the way down. Icing waved off. Foot race for it. Selects will win the puck. Works it over McIntyre. McIntyre works the puck up. It's taken at the blue line. Here come the Caps. Shot in front. Shot. Big save there by Field. Keeping this a one-goal game. Puck's wrapped around the net. Reverse back, trying to poke it out. McIntyre works it up the boards. Select's looking to get something going. Tanner just dumps it in. And once again, Delaney plays it. She plays it to Payne. They'll get the puck out. Casts a little bit of speed. Gets stood up at the blue line. Going the other way. Working the puck up. Chisholm. She dumps it in behind the net. Cass will have it. Kept in, but hit a body and bounced right back out. Caps looking to set things up. Intercepted. She might have a chance. Working in. Shot. Oh! She got past Fields and just missed the net. A shot from the point. That hit a couple bodies in front and just bounced over the net. Good defense turned into good offense there for the Caps. Just missed an opportunity to make it a 2-0 game. As there's a collision in center ice. Caps will pick up the puck. Stick just hanging out there in the slot. Shot almost tipped in by the Selects on their own net. Caps getting a change. Walter dumps it back in. Field will play up on her own net. She leaves it there for Gridden. Gridden works it up. Coming up is Martin. Martin's forced wide. She'll take it behind the Caps net. Wraparound attempt. And that's slammed shut there by Delaney. That might have been the best try so far for the Selects. As the 50-50 numbers called out. Unfortunately, not my ticket. Offensive zone draw here for the Selects as they win it back. Caps are on it right away, though. Burrs only just dumps it right back into the corner. Payne will pick it up behind her own net. Fired up. That misses everybody. They'll go all the way down. Refs say it was tipped, so no icing. Battle for it behind the net. Connolly in a battle with a couple Caps. Caps come out with the puck. By the side of the net, works it back to Leslie at the point. Leslie shot. That doesn't get past McLean. She doesn't know where it is, so it'll be picked up by the Caps. Working in, shot. That doesn't get through traffic. Burst will pick the puck up. She has some speed coming out of her own zone. She works it up to McLean. McLean shot. Gloved easily and hung on to by Delaney. Much to the amusement of the Caps bench. As Richards will be kicked out of the face-off circle here. McLeod comes in her stead. She loses the face-off. Caps will get the puck out. Kelly falls down, though, so the Selects will be able to get the puck back in the neutral zone. They work in. Shot. That's saved by Delaney. She holds on to it for another offensive zone draw and a stoppage in play here. Not only is it a big crowd here today at the Hector, a couple rink dogs making an appearance today. Dogs like playoff hockey too. Caps trying to get the puck out. It's held in by the Selects. They'll come back to the point. Working in on the point. Throws it down low. Centering attempt. That bounces up and over the net. Selby just dumped in. Back behind the net. Selects hold the line. Beaton couldn't get it out. Second attempt. That does get out. And the puck will go all the way down to the Select zone. Outlet pass. Tipped up. Payne's trying to forward. She knocks it back. It's picked right back up by the Selects though. So they get it back into the Cap zone. They go for a change. It'll be Cap's puck. Foul forward alongside the Caps bench. Selects looking to dump it out. McLean can't reach that puck. Caps have it. Working it back. Dumped in deep. Centering pass. Shot. Big save by Fields. As that backdoor attempt looked golden. And it was slam shot. Jodry with a great pass there. And a great shot, but Field had different ideas. We're back underway as Selects win the draw. They try to get it out. It's held alongside the boards by the Caps. They get it down low behind the net. Centering pass. Taken behind the net. Reverses. Looking for some help. Just leaves it there for her teammate. Battle for it. It gets out. Burrs has the puck. Partner pass. Here come the Selects. McLean, she chips it up. Will be picked back up and thrown right back into the Select zone. Power will have it for the Caps. She's working into the zone. She has the zone. She just chips it up behind, and that will be picked up by the Selects. They're trying to get puck out of their zone. They do. Pass, but she was coming off the ice, so Burst will pick it up. She throws it up the ice. Selects trying to get it into the zone. Just crosses the blue line, and I'll be taken back the other way. Dowling trying to get it in deep. She does. Throws it all the way back down. McIntyre will pick it up behind her own net. Lexi McIntyre with some speed. She has the zone. Working in towards the middle. She's forced to the near side. Her shot gets blocked. McHenry battles for it alongside the boards. They'll come out to the point. Poked around. Kept in somehow. But the Caps will pick up the puck. Working back, throws it down into the Select zone. Select's going the other way. Tanner with it. She just backhands it into the zone. And there's a big collision. And there will be a delayed penalty here. Delaney's going to the net. It's touched up by the Selects. Mila Martin going to the box for the first power play of the game. This time in favor of the Caps. 4:36 remaining here in the first period. Puck drop. It's a roughing penalty for Martin as Leslie keeps the puck in at the blue line. It's chipped up over her second attempt. It gets out. Kearney works it up. They gain the zone. Back to Kearney at the point. Works it down low. The Selects will get that puck out, and that just barely crosses the blue line of the Cap zone. Going back with it behind her own net. She fans on the puck. McCaddy's in. McCaddy's shot. That's waffle boarded to the corner there by Delaney. Good shorthanded attempt there by the Selects. But here comes the Caps on the advantage. Driscoll works it down low. Jodry. She gets free. She's behind the net. She's looking for someone. Gets it back to the point. Leslie. Backdoor. Driscoll just fans on it. Great opportunity there. There's a battle for it behind the net. It'll come out. Jodry. Caps have it. She leaves it behind the net. Will be picked up. Ashford. Wilkie. Back down low. Battling for it in the corner. Centering pass. That's knocked away and thrown safely into the corner. Picked up. Beaton has it at the point. Working in Wilkie. Wilkie. Her shot fanned on. Up for grabs in front of the net, and that's just kicked out wide. Beaton will keep it in the zone. 14 seconds left on the power play. Shot. And that's caught by Fields and hung on to Field. Couple great saves here. And there's some noise being made now on the select side, as this would be a big kill here. There's 6 seconds left on Martin's roughing penalty. Another offensive zone draw on the power play. One back by the Selects. They're going to hold it there. 3 seconds left. We're back to even. Still a scrum there in the corner. Puck comes out. Caps have it. Turns around. Burrs takes it right back. She fires it to the corner. That's puck poked up, sorry. And it'll be taken out. Just knocked in there by Martin as she comes back on the ice. Selects have it in the offensive zone. Battle for it alongside the boards. It'll come out. Oh, it's coughed up in front. Shot. That goes high and wide. As MacArthur try to even this one up. Jodry just dumps it into the zone. Field plays it behind her net. Puck worked up to McLean. McLean has his own. Her shot from way out far is caught and hung on to by Delaney. Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Offensive zone draw. McCaddy wins it. Selects will try to get one before the intermission. Shot from the point. Easy save there by Delaney. Rebound comes out. It'll be kicked up the wall. Selects keep it in. Knocked down low. McCaddy. She can't do anything with it. She has the puck behind the net. Centering pass. Shot. Scores! We're all tied. It's Anna MacArthur from Ashton McCaddy. And we're tied at 1. Just under a minute and a half left here in the first. And now the Select side of the rink is going crazy. The puck's dropped. We're back underway. One forward there by MacArthur. Battle for it in the corner. Be won by the Caps. Caps working it up. Thrown up in neutral zone. Knocked around. Caps still have it. They dump it in. No icing. They took a weird hop off the stanchion there and bounced back towards the blue line. It'll be one up by the Selects, but quickly taken by the Caps right back. Up to Beaton. Beaton around the center line. Over to Leslie. Leslie. She loses the puck. In are the Selects. That puck, that shot, sorry, is blocked. Beaton looked to have it. McLean can't do anything with it. That puck's knocked off her stick and back to the neutral zone. McIntyre dumps it in. It hits Beaton's stick. Payne will pick it up. Payne working with it. Pressure by Martin. That puck eventually gets out of the zone and thrown right back in. Leslie will pick it up. 14 seconds remaining. One of the longest delayed offsides I've seen in a while there. But here comes the Caps. Shot bouncing in front as that was blocked. Picked up going the other way. 3 seconds left. Can she do anything with it? No, she cannot. After 1 period of play, we're tied at 1 apiece. If that first period was an indication of anything, It's You Don't Want to Go Anywhere. We'll be right back after a quick intermission with the second period. Welcome back into the Hector Arena as we're just about set to get this second period of do or die Game 5 between the home team, the Northern Subway Selects, and the visiting Greenfoot Capitals. If you're just tuning in, thank you for choosing to spend some of your Sunday afternoon with us here at High Button Sports. It's 1-1 after 1. It was all Caps early and a late push by the Selects, and Anna MacArthur burying the tying goal. So we're right where we started at this point, just with 20 less minutes left to play. Both teams showing up in large numbers. Both teams bringing a dog. There's a rink dog there. And one on the far side over there as well. Both teams making some noise. As we get set, Caps win the opening draw of the second period. Leslie going back behind her own net. MacArthur puts a pressure on hers. McLean picks up the puck. Her wraparound attempt, that goes through the slot. Picked up by the Caps. Big collision there in center ice. McLean will pick up the puck. McLean gains his own. But the puck's taken off her stick and quickly blown for an offside. Just 24 seconds into this period. Teams making a lot of noise as that puck's won by the Selects. They're trying to get into the zone, and that's just onside. Tanner working in her shot. That goes well wide as the Caps faithful didn't think that was onside. The lineswoman had a better angle down there than we do up here, though. As here come the Caps, get it across. The center line is beaten, but she loses the puck. It's knocked right back to Lapierre in her own zone. Lapierre loses the puck as Chisholm has it in the corner. Chisholm, puck's knocked off her stick. It's thrown around and all the way down into the Select zone. Select's moving with it. They're trying to pick up where they left off, as that puck's knocked up and into the Capitals bench. So a face-off will come just outside of the Cap zone. As the refs are going to confer. They'll go inside the Cap zone as Martin lines up for the draw against Chaudhry. Puck drop, one back by the Selects. Shot from the point, patted away by Delaney. Parsons picks it up. She moves it up, and that's out of the reach of everybody. Field will stop it there by her net. Select's looking to get it back out. It's kept in. Centering pass knocked down. Trying to get it out are the Selects. They'll get it out. Chaudhry knocks the puck off the stick though. Wilkie knocks it up, and that goes up and into the Selects bench. So both coaches getting the reflex tested here early on in the second as pucks come flying at them. Set for the draw here. Puck's drop. One back by the Selects. Picked up. Knocked off the stick quickly as this battle for McHenry will enter the zone. She lost the puck, but she's just going to pick it up, turn around, fire it all the way down. Burst in a battle for it. Kelly's there. McHattie Dowling, 4 of them all up against the boards. Puck comes out. Or does it? No, eventually it does. McLean will pick it up behind her own net. She's pressured. She's going to be held up against the wall. Puck comes out and then back right into the corner. McLean just backhands it behind her net to Burris. Burris makes a move. Puck's knocked off her stick, but just dumped out of the zone. MacArthur, the long goal scorer for the Selects, will pick it up. She crosses center. Puck's knocked off her stick at the blue line. McCaddy giving chase. She leaves it as the Caps try to get it out. They will get it out. And here comes Kearney. Kearney working in. Kearney's shot. That goes high. And just misses. McCaddy moves it up. Richards has the zone. She's forced wide by Payne. Great stick there by Payne as the Caps go the other way. Fast pace to start this period. Asbridge shot. That's blocked. Her centering pass. No one there, so the Selects will pick it up. They chip it up and out of the zone. Pass is knocked down by Asbridge. Payne moves it back in her own zone. Driscoll will have it. She gets out of her zone. Retreats back into it and throws it back to Payne. Payne up for Prince. Prince working in. She's held up against the boards on the near side. Picked up. Prince at the blue line. Beeden will have it. Battles for it. She loses the puck. Eventually comes out of the zone. Battle for it on the near side here. Beeden works it back. Wilkie moves it up. Jodry gets the puck knocked off her stick by Martin. Jodry picks up the puck again. Shot it from the net, and that just goes wide. Side of the net, centering pass is up for grabs. That just slips by the side of the net. Jodry's in a battle for it. It'll be picked up by the Caps, thrown back to the point. Wilkie can't handle that. She'll retreat back to her own zone, pick up the puck. She fires it up for Parsons. Jodry will knock it in. It's taken right back by the Selects. Moves it up to Tanner. Puck's knocked off her stick, but picked up. Connolly's shot. That's waffle boarded away by Delaney. That's chipped out of the zone and then quickly fired right back into it. Delaney plays it behind her net. She moves it up to Leslie. Leslie working it up. Pass is knocked around. Dowling's battling for it. Goes the other way. MacArthur battling Leslie for the puck. They both fall down. You can't see them past the boards. Puck comes out. McHenry will have it. McHenry working wide. McCaddy takes her down as a couple bodies hit the ground. Caps still have the puck. Payne works it down to Dowling. She can't handle it. Picked up by McHenry. McHenry can't get it to the intended target. It's rimmed around the boards. Picked up by the Caps. Battles for it. It's worked down deep. McCaddy's the first one there for the Selects. It's knocked back to the point. Dowling keeps it in, throws it right back down. Great shift here for the Caps line as they chip it up. McCaddy will get it out. McLean knocks it back into her own zone. McCaddy will pick it up. She has some speed. Ashton McCaddy. Battle for it. Payne. Burris fans on the shot there. Puck rims around the net. Battles for it. It'll come out of the zone. Picked up, moved over. Selects working their way back. That hit the lineswoman at the blue line, so the puck's bounce around at the blue line. Picked up by the Caps. Caps working with it. Tanner knocks it off the stick. Tanner has it. Forced wide. Into the corner. Behind the net. Right by a couple signs that are made and put up there for the Selects. Puck gets knocked around the half boards. Picked up here. Power working into the zone. Power to the front. Pad save there by Field. Picked up by Burris. She moves it up. Francis McDonald just dumps it in. Leslie will pick it up in her own corner. She's working in Fast first 7 minutes here of the middle period. She's held up along the half wall. Battle for it behind the net. Into the corner comes out Doran. Doran tries to move it up. That bounces up over a stick. We'll get out of the zone though. Battle for it. Marta moves it over. That's just chipped up. Be held by Leslie by her own blue line. Her pass for beat a little too hot, but Jodry picks it up. Jodry working with it. Gains the zone. Jodry shot. That's just off the glove of Field into the corner. Jodry will pick up her own rebound. She works it back down low. It'll be picked up by the Selects. Martin tries to get it over zone. Battle for it alongside the boards. That dog was very interested in that puck. Battle for a shot from the point. That's tipped to front and just cleared out of the danger zone. Tipped right back into the zone though. It'll be tipped up. Here come the Slacks. Working in. Shot. Block. Goes wide. Puck's bounce to the side of the net. Will be covered by Delaney for a stoppage in play. We're over 8 minutes into this period. Caps coaches telling their players keep stacking shifts. That puck's won back by the Select. Shot from the point by Gritton. That's handled easily there by Delaney. She gets a stoppage in play. Some more fresh legs coming out on the ice for the Caps. Kearney and Power make their way on. Puck's dropped, won by the Selects, dumped in deep. Hits a couple bodies, will be picked up. Going the other way are the Caps. Up for Power. Power. She tries to get it to Kearney. That puck's knocked away. McCaddy has it behind her own net. She works it up. Boyle. Boyle can't get the puck out. McLean gets taken down behind the net. That's fired out just out of the reach of Wilkie. All the way down for an icing. So we'll go back down to the Select zone. McLean gets kicked out of the face-off circle. McCaddy comes in her stead. Puck's dropped, one back by the Caps. Leslie will have it at the point. She throws it in deep. Battle for it behind the net. Couple bodies hit the ground there. McCaddy has it alongside the boards, taken off her stick. Worked in, and that's knocked out of the zone. Wilkie will have it by the red line. She works in and just dumps it in. Picked up by the Caps. Centering pass. Can't handle that. They're going to go the other way. MacArthur working in. She gets past the defender. Shot. Big save. What an effort. What a defensive effort. And here comes the penalty to the Selects. It will be a tripping call. And another power play for the Caps. It's Carly Boyle going to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. As we wait for this draw, it's good time to look at the keys to the game for the Caps here. Those two have put on a great season thus far, hoping to extend their season today as Jodry comes in for the draw. Against McCaddy, Jodry wins it back. Kearney will have it. Kearney works it down, back to Kearney. Driscoll with it. Back to Kearney at the point. Kearney looking for something. Her shot. That's saved there by Field. Battling for it in the corner. Caps have it, back to Kearney. Kearney. Shot blocked by McCaddy. Driscoll will pick it up in the corner. Works it down, Jodry. Jodry trying to get to Prince. Prince will have it. Battle for alongside the board. Come back to the point. Slap shot from the point. That's a save there by Field. The caddy will try to pick up the puck and get it out. Clearing attempt doesn't work. It'll be picked up by McIntyre. Lexi McIntyre with some speed and just dumps it into the zone. Goes for a change. Caps will have it behind the net. Some great forechecking there. Caps will stay with it as they got strength in numbers in their own zone. Be picked up, moved up, out of the zone. And here comes Beaton with some speed. Beaton tries to work it towards the center. That pass is just tipped, so it's bouncing around. Leslie will have it at the point. Wilkie. She moves it down. Power shot. That's blocked. Power stays with it in the corner. And that will be dumped all the way down. Delaney plays it outside her net. Leaves it for Leslie. 22 seconds left in this power play. Power will have it. She works in. Puck's knocked off her stick. And all the way back down to the Caps blue line. That pass hit MacArthur's stick. Bounces up. Martin will pick it up. Martin just fires it down. Delaney there. She plays the puck. Fires it behind her own net. That's always a scary play there if you're a fan. We're back to even. Pass up for Auden. Auden shot. That's blocked. Clearing attempt also blocked. Jodry has her opponent tied up there. Pass up for McLean. She receives it nicely. McLean, Hallie Rose McLean, working wide. The Syracuse commit. Gets it to MacArthur. MacArthur shot. That hit the crossbar. McLean saying that it went in. There's no replay in this. Believe it or not, as that puck's worked up. Picked up by the Selects at their own blue line. Chipped up. There will be an icing called. So the Selects believe that they just got the go-ahead goal, but it's not to be. As we're well over halfway into the second period. Still 1-1 as the Caps will have an offensive zone draw. It'll be Dowling versus McLean on the face-off. One sideways, picked up by Burr. She wraps it around. Tanner tries to get it out. It's held in. Dumped right back into the zone. Picked up by the Selects behind their own net. Fires it. Payne keeps it in. Battle for alongside the boards. Still battling for it. This puck's really stuck in there. It'll come out. McHenry will have it. She works down to the corner. She tries to center it. It'll be picked up by MacArthur. MacArthur almost threw that on her own net. Field just made a stop on her own player. That's not what you want to hear as the Selects make the puck up and out as Tanner will have it by the red line. That's chipped up. Hits the glass in front of the scorer's booth. That'll be dumped in. That hits the linesman as Delaney falls down as she tried to change direction really quick there as Prince will get the puck to the blue line, but she stopped there as the Selects move the other way with speed. Shot, that's blocked, goes into the corner. We just chip back. Beaton's going to pick it up in her own corner. Beaton mishandles the puck for a minute, but she stays with it. It's knocked off her stick. Chisholm. She loses the puck, picked up by Driscoll, up to Prince. She's taken down. Pass for Driscoll just in her feet. She can't handle that. It will be picked up and taken the other way. Dumped into the zone. Selects with it. Driving towards the net. Shot. Big save there by Delaney. And this game remains tied. Six minutes to go here in the second period. Puck dropped, won by the Selects. They have it down deep. Centering pass blocked up towards the boards, taken by the Caps. Asbridge dumps it in deep. Thrown alongside the near boards. Battling for it on the near boards. Morrow's in there. That puck's knocked up. Tipped right back into the zone. Power dumps it in deep. Asbridge. She can't get it in to the slot. It's dumped out. Wilkie will pick it up just outside the blue line. She dumps it in. Picked up, thrown right back out. Here come the Selects. Thrown in. And that's held on to by Delaney for a stoppage of play. 5:13 remaining here in the second. Face-off won by the Selects. Back to the point. Burris a shot. Stick on it. Up for grabs. Big save there by Delaney. That puck was up for grabs in the slot. Was fired on that, and Delaney stands tall. Audane works in. That puck's chipped up onto the glass. Bouncing around. Connolly to McCaddy. McCaddy on the boards. A lot of pressure on her by Jodry. Jodry fighting for it. Jodry and McCaddy. Puck comes to Leslie at the point. Leslie works in shot. That's blocked by McLean. McLean tries to get it out. That's knocked down. Pass over to Burris. Burris working up. She just dumps it in. Hits the lineswoman there. Kelly picks it up. Kelly gets it into the zone. Will be picked up immediately by the Selects. Selects trying to get it up. They do. That'll be dumped into the zone by McLean. Pass back. Intercepted by the Selects. Leslie's on it. Selects still have it though. Kelly picks up the puck in the corner. Moves it to Leslie. Leslie trying to get over her own zone. She does. Chips it up. Selects have it. Pass up there. Puck's bouncing around the blue line. Still up for grabs. Eventually does come out. McHenry working in. She dumps it into the corner. She's chasing after it. She almost had it there, but then lost the puck again. Puck's in the corner. McIntyre moves it over. It's just chipped out of the zone. 3.5 to go. Dumped right back in. Field plays upon her net. Picked up McIntyre. McIntyre fires it up. Just out of the reach of Chisholm. That'll go all the way down for an icing against the Selects. Offensive zone draw won by the Caps. Shot, blocker save by Field. Prince has it all alongside the far boards. Battle for it. Tanner gets it up. Doesn't get it out though. It's held in. Second attempt. Puck eventually does get out. Pass up for Beaton. Beaton working in. Beaton shot. Pad save. Field. Rebound. That just went wide. Beaton with it. Taken off her stick by Martin. Martin gets it up. Wilkie dumps it into the far corner. Just over 2:30 remaining. Selects have the puck up. They throw it up just out of the reach of Chisholm. It's batted back down. McIntyre tries to chip it up and into the bench. Another stoppage in play. Just under 2.5 to go here in the second period. No goals scored so far yet this period. That could become an announcer's jinx there as Leslie works into the zone. Leslie's shot, that's blocked. Spatted behind the net, fight for it, comes back to the blue line. Shot from the point, saved by Field. Battle for it. Power tries to get it down low. It's knocked back up the boards, held up in the corner. Comes out, the Selects have it. Try to move it up there. It does get out of the zone, but Harlan picks it up. Harlan moves it back, partner pass. It goes up for Jodry. Jodry working in. Jodry into the corner. Reverses back, throws it to the point. Payne's shot, tipped in front. That just went wide. Picked up by Morrow. Morrow tries to get it out. She can't. Martin can, though. She just dumps it out. Here come the Caps. Audane working wide into the corner. She's held up there by Martin. She stays with the puck, though. Comes out. Jodry shot. Hit a stick in front. Centering pass. Nobody there. The Dogs cheering the team on there. That puck's thrown all the way out, all the way down for an icing. We're going to have an offensive zone draw for the Caps with 1 minute and 3 remaining here in the second. Puck dropped, won by the Selects, thrown behind their own net. We're in the last minute. Morrow, she's taken down. And that whistle's blown as Morrow fell on the puck. Some extracurriculars going on there. It is playoff hockey, after all. .52 seconds remaining here in the second. Beaton lining up against McLean for the draw. In the select zone, McLean wins it back. Picked up by McIntyre. Lexi McIntyre, she tries to get it out. Second attempt does get out. Body's on the ground in front of me here. McIntyre picks it up in her own zone. She moves it over. Puck comes up. McLean just gets it into the zone. 30 seconds remaining. Half a minute in this second period. That puck's knocked up. Prince is going to have it. Prince coming alongside the boards. Prince chips it up. Driscoll. Just being batted around. Leslie throws it in. Power giving chase. It goes into the corner. Picked up. Reverse back to McIntyre. McIntyre will have it. She moves it up. 8 seconds remaining. That puck's going to be just dumped in. Delaney's going to play it and throw it to Leslie. Leslie has it alongside the board. She chips it out, and that's how the second period's going to end. We've played 40. It's still 1-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a quick intermission for the third period of action. Welcome back into the Hector Arena for this, the third period of Game 5. I said it at the beginning of the broadcast, and these two teams have proven me right. These teams are so close in skill and hard work and determination that's why we're going into the third period of winner-take-all Game 5, tied at 1 apiece. But one team has to win. We'll be in regulation, or will we go to overtime for the third time in just 5 games between these two teams? There's only one way to find out. Stay with us here as the Selects make their way back on the ice to a cheer from their supporters. No doubt it's going to be the same when the Caps make their way back on. No goals scored in the second period. As the most important people make their way onto their ice, it's the refs. As both teams making some noise here as we wait for the puck drop here to start the third period. Just want to take a moment of appreciation for all the volunteers and the minor officials here that make not just the playoffs but the season run so smoothly. The canteen workers, the ticket takers, the in-stadium DJs, scoreboard operators, not just here in Pictou, but all throughout the league. It's their work that lets us have all this fun and watching these games. But that's enough talk. The refs giving some fist bumps here. A lot of noise being made. Everyone knows what's at stake. It's time to drop the puck here on the third period. Puck dropped, one back by the Selects. Harlan gets it though, she dumps it in. Picked up by McIntyre. McIntyre will throw it off the boards. Picked up and thrown up by MacArthur. Caps will have it. Batted back around. It's battle for it here, just in front of me. McLean will come out with it. It's knocked off her stick and Power's just going to throw it to the far side. McIntyre picks it up. McIntyre through center. She gains the zone. She has some help, but she doesn't use it as she shoots. Delaney makes the save, holds on to it. And we get our first offensive zone draw of the period, just over 30 seconds into this one. Puck dropped, won by the Caps. Beaton's going to chip it up, and she goes for a chase. No icing. McIntyre picks it up. She throws it out. Payne's going to keep it in, dumps it right back in. Behind the net. Battling for it is Beaton. Payne's going to once again just chip it behind the net. Driscoll giving chase. Driscoll's going to pick up the puck. She tries to get it up back to Lapierre. It's knocked down by Tanner. Fight for it. It comes up. Chisholm moves it up. And it's just dumped into the zone. Delaney moves it over. Working their way up, trying to get out of the zone. Beaton has it around center. She tries to move it up for Audrine and just out of her reach. Prince keeps the puck in. Her shot doesn't get through. Clearing attempt also doesn't get through. Puck's bouncing around there. Francis McDonald knocks it up. And it'll be an offside, so we'll get a face-off just outside. The Select zone here. Puck drop. Still battle for it around the face-off circle. Eventually comes out with the Select. Select's working up with it. Gain the zone. Puck's bouncing around though. Francis McDonald gets it down deep. Morrow works it back to the point. Graydon. There's a shot. It's bounced around in front of the net, and that's knocked out of harm's way there. Parsons. She elects just to dump it in. Field plays it behind her net. Picked up. Graydon just dumps it out of the zone. It'll be picked up by Kelly by the red line. She works it back. It'll be up to McHenry. McHenry just backhands it into the zone. Boyle giving chase. Boyle's going to win that foot race. She reverses it back just out of the reach of Burris. Burris chasing for her. McHenry's going to win that. Held up against the boards. 2 players each team in that battle. The refs yell and move it. Will come out. McLean working up the near side. She just backhands it into the zone, giving chase. Leslie's going to win it though. Pinned up against the boards. It's fired around. Burris going to keep it in. Burris shot. That's bouncing around in front of the net. Delaney holds on to it as McLean tried to take an extra whack at it there. Puck drop, won by the Caps. Battling forward alongside the boards. It's knocked into the corner. Asbridge. She moves it up. It'll be picked up, and here come the Caps with some speed. Shot! Big save there by Fields. Goes up and out of play. As that was a dangerous 2-on-1 there. As Kearney came flying out of her zone all the way down on top of Field. But Field stands tall. And it's still a tie game. Offensive zone draw here for the Caps. Puck drop, one sideways, Selects, pick it up. Knocked back behind the net though by the Caps. Ashbridge, there's a shot from the point, and that's caught by Field. The Field holds on to it. Another stoppage in play there. There's some tension in this building. Puck drop won by the Caps. Shot by Leslie at the point. That hit a stick and went well wide. McIntyre chips it up the boards. It'll be picked up, thrown out just the reach of McLean. Leslie moves it up. Power gets it into the zone. It'll be picked up. Kearney. Tight angle shot. That goes high and tight. And that'll get all the way out. Harlan's giving chase. She goes all the way back down to her own corner. She picks it up. Pressured by MacArthur. Lone goal scorer for the Selects so far. That puck gets out. McIntyre picks it up. She moves it over. That'll be chipped up. Just out of the reach of McCaddy all the way down into the corner. It'll be picked up. Fanned on the pass, but eventually moves it up to Beaton. MacArthur pokes it away, but it'll be moved over to Leslie. Leslie chips it up and just past McIntyre. That'll get all the way down behind the net. Moves in front of the net. Shot. Fanned on it. Leslie's going to pinch up here and just throw it into the corner. It's taken by the Selects. Selects pass up to McLean. McLean gets past. McLean's free. Hallie Rose McLean. Shot. That just goes wide. Battles forward. Here comes MacArthur. Thrown out to the point. Shot from the point, and that's held on to by Delaney. What an opportunity for McLean as she couldn't bury it. Puck's dropped, tangled up there at the face-off circle, gets back to the point. It's held in, dumped in, and then just dumped all the way back out. That's going to get up and over everybody and go all the way down. That will be an icing. 15:06 remaining in this third period. Both teams skating in for the face-off. Puck drop. tied up, goes back towards the net, but it's picked up by the Caps. Moved over to Parson. Parson coming in, she gains the zone, working in. Her shot, gloved by Field and held on to. So another stoppage in play as Caps are yelling to their bench, trying to pump each other up. Puck's dropped. One back, Walter can't keep it in. Moves over Wilkie. Wilkie moves it up. It's thrown in. Picked up by Gridden. Gridden's working with it. Puck goes out by the blue line, taken by the Selects, thrown up. Wilkie's going to have the puck at her blue line. Passed up to Dowling. Her shot hits shin pads. That's bouncing up in front of the net. Just poked away by Field. Thrown up off the glass, off a hand and into the Caps bench. That puck's going to go back into the Select zone for the face-off. We're over 5 minutes into this period, just almost 6. This game's flying by as we're watching a battle between two great teams here. Puck dropped, one back. Harland throws it in deep. Battles for it. Kearney with it. Kearney throws it back to the point. Leslie back to Kearney. Kearney works it down low. Pass out front. That's knocked down. Asbridge. Shot. Big save there by Field. That's going to be dumped out. It just gets out of the zone. Picked up. Leslie. Asbridge. Working back. Cutting towards the net. Her shot. Tight angles. Puck's bouncing around. It stays out. Burris trying to get it out. That goes in front of the net. That's knocked away and thrown into the boards. Picked up there by the Caps. Puck's still bouncing around. This puck's not settling down, but here comes McLean. Hallie Rose McLean. Working out wide. Her shot. Big save by Delaney. She stood on her head so far today. Pass all the way up. That's just out of the reach. And we'll go all the way down for an icing. So a tired unit's going to be out here for the Caps. As the Selects look to take advantage of that. .13-14 remaining. Puck's dropped. One back. Power's going to pick it up. Power throws it up just out of the reach of Prince. It's going to go into center. It's tipped up. Harlan's trying to fight for it. Puck's knocked off. Picked up by the Selects. Selects working in. They cross the blue line. Working out wide. Reverse back. Throws it to the point. Tanner works it over. McIntyre. McIntyre's shot. That hit a body in front. That was going well wide anyway. Picked up by the Caps. Caps brought down there at the blue line. Beaton's going to pick it up. Knocked off her stick. Driscoll picks it up. Driscoll working in. Working down Main Street. Her shot. That just goes high. Picked up behind the net. Beaton knocks down the pass to Tanner. Tanner still picked up the puck though. Picked up by Richards. Richards just dumps it in. Delaney plays it. Caps going the other way. Caps working with it. Fires it down behind the net. Picked up there by Boyle. Boyle throws it all the way up, and Payne's just going to throw it right back down. Field's going to play it. Leaves it for Boyle again. Boyle behind her net. We're 8 minutes into this second period. Boyle with it out of her own zone. Chips up and almost into the Caps bench. Scrum for it. Just down low in front of me there. Parsons and Payne battle for it as Morrow couldn't keep the puck. Dwayne knocks it down deep. Picked up by the Selects. Working along with it. Reverses it back behind the net. Here come the Selects. They've been on for a while, this line. As Wilkie keeps the puck in. Jodry chips it up. Battles for it. There's one player gets on. McHenry working in. McHenry walks in, makes a nice move. But McHenry shot. Big pad save there by Field. McHattie picks up the puck. She chips it behind her own net. Picked up there by Frances McDonald alongside the boards. Battling for it. Fife Frances McDonald has it. She clears it. That's going to go all the way down, and that will be an icing against the Selects. 11 minutes exactly remaining here in the third period. Some fresh legs coming out here for the Caps. Puck drop, one back, thrown around. Battle for it, puck comes out. Big collision there alongside the Caps bench. Battle for it in the zone. They'll go all the way out. Power coming down. Her stick gets lifted by Martin. Boyle throws it up. Fife Frances McDonald just dumps it in, gets a change. Puck goes around McHenry. McHenry leaves it there. Puck's batted up into the air. Be thrown right back down low. McLean battling for it. Puck goes towards the blue line. Eventually does get out and will be thrown right back in. Picked up by Lapierre. Lapierre, she dumps it in. Patted away by Field into the corner. Picked up, Connolly throws it around. Gets to MacArthur. MacArthur leaves it there. McLean coming into the zone. She dumps it in. That hits a stick. Dowling blocks it. Passed up to Kelly. Behind Kelly a little bit. She'll have to retreat back, pick up the puck. Kelly working into the zone. Working wide. Forced wide. Puck's knocked off her stick. Works up to Tanner. Tanner throws it up. Harlan gets it. Dumps it up. McIntyre. Lexi McIntyre slowing things down a little bit. Coming up the ice. She's forced wide by Beaton. McIntyre throws it back behind the net. Puck's bouncing around. It'll be picked up by Harlan. Harlan throws it up Prince. Puck bounces over Prince's stick. She's able to just chip it in. McIntyre retreats back to his own zone, picks it up. McIntyre once again slowing things down. Circles back. She comes out of her own zone. Fires it up. That just passes Tanner. No icing. Down low. Driscoll picks it up behind her own net. She chips it past Tanner, but it'll be kept in there by Boyle. Leslie trying to chip it up. There's a scrum of bodies there in the corner. Battles for it. It comes out in front of the net. Wilkie picks it up, retreats behind her own net. Wilkie coming up the near side. Wilkie fires it. Prince all alone. Working backhand. Big save. Rebound. Another big save by Field. Puck's down low. Martin being pressured by Jodry. Martin retreating behind her own net. She works up the boards. She's stopped in her tracks there. There's 3 Caps there and only 2 Selects. Jodry comes out with the puck. Tanner takes it off her stick. Battling for it. Tanner loses it. Jodry working wide. She reverses back. Chloe Jodry just dumps it in down low. Pass out in front. That's off a skate. Battles for it. We're under 8 minutes left here in the third. Puck's coming. Side of the net. Dumped around by Boyle. This Selects unit's been on for a while. Dwayne, her centering pass. That's knocked away. And here comes Tanner. She's just going to dump it in. She's going for a change. Caps coming with it, and that was almost intercepted in a prime area there by McLean. It's going the other way. Kearney circles back. Her stick gets lifted. Puck comes up. Chisholm battling for it. McLean's going to pick it up at the red line. McLean dumps it in. Puck will go to the near side. It will get out. Power will have it. Power works into the Select zone. She dumps it behind the net. Lexi McIntyre picks it up. She fans on her clearing attempt. Puck's by the boards there. Just gets past McLean. Power going down deep. Burris knocks it back into the corner. McLean battling for it with Power. Puck comes out. Lexi McIntyre centering pass. That's poked away. That was almost danger there for the Selects as Hallie Rose McLean goes the other way. She has Burris. Burris shot. Great positioning and a great save there by Delaney. She holds on to it, so there will be a stoppage in play. 6:35 remaining. Puck dropped, one back by the Caps. Goes back to the point, held in there by Boyle. Battle for it, Morrow's in there. Dowling's in there for the Caps. Puck's going towards the blue line, but Morrow kind of reverses the scrum there. McHenry loses the puck, but it comes back. It'll be picked up by Payne. Payne through her own zone. Working through the neutral zone, dumps it in. Field thought about playing it. She leaves it though. Picked up by the Selects, working down. Up to Chisholm. Battles for it by the blue line. McHenry's in there again. Driscoll again. Chisholm's in there. That's puck back. Picked up. Beaton will have it. Beaton working in. Her shot. Big stick in front of there. She couldn't get anything through. Selects going the other way. Stick handling by the blue line. Working in. Looking for someone. Tanner. Tanner has it. Slap shot. Doesn't get past Wilkie. She knocks it down. Puck comes out. Prince gets it out. Picked up by Fife Francis McDonald. She throws it up. Richards dumps it in. That hit a stick. That gets all the way to Delaney. Delaney will cover it. 5:18 remaining in the third. Will we see another overtime, the third of this series? Or will someone be the hero here in regulation? If you can't tell, I do struggle with that word. Jodry's in for the Cap for the face-off. McLean wins it back for the Selects. She has it in the corner. That puck hit a stick and bounced up and over the netting. So we're going to do that again. A lot of noise being made here. One back by McLean. Back to the point. Just dumped in deep. Just out of the reach of McCaddy. Going back forward. That's topped up. McIntyre will stop it, but just out of the blue line. She dumps it back in. Harlan moves it over. It's dumped back in. Throws behind the net for Parsons. She can't get it out as McIntyre saves it. Her pass to McCaddy. McCaddy can't handle that. She regroups. She's knocked off the puck. She whacks it right back in, though. Dwayne working up. She's separated from the puck. Blocks the clearing attempt, though. Parsons has the puck behind the net. Her centering attempt. That's just tipped wide. 4.5 to go. Lexi McIntyre will pick it up behind her own net. She's moving with some speed. McIntyre can really skate. She's showing it off here. She's working in. It's a 1-on-5. And the 5 wins that one. As the puck's knocked up the corner. Dumped up. Burris will knock it down. Burris coming in. She has Chisholm. Her shot. That hit Lapierre in the shin pads. They'll go into the corner. Chisholm battling for it. They'll be knocked up by the Caps. Kearney battling for it. Kearney's going to pick up the puck. Kearney moves it up. Pass is headed for Power. That's broken up by Dwayne. Her shot. That hits some skates in front. Be picked up by the Selects. Pass behind the net. Burris will have it. She stops. Partner pass in front of the net. That'll be chipped up. Leslie's going to have it though. She'll have to retreat back into her own zone. There's 3.5 remaining. So this clock seems to be going faster. Leslie's flying up the near side. Leaves it back for Dowling. Dowling working in. Shot. That's blocked. Harlan has the rebound. MacArthur loses her stick. Puck goes all the way down to the net. Poked away by Field. Puck comes up. McLean gets out of the zone. Hallie Rose McLean working in. Leaves it there. Big defensive stand there by the Caps. And the fans are showing their appreciation. McIntyre moves it over to Boyle. Boyle to McLean. McLean dumps it in and goes for a change. Battle alongside the boards. It's kept in by McIntyre. Taken by Jodry though. Chloe Jodry moves it up. And Boyle's going to knock it back down. Harlan's going to dump it in. Field plays upon her net. Leaves it there for Boyle. Carly Boyle. She moves it up. Be taken away by McHenry. McHenry's taken down. MacArthur. MacArthur looking for a second. She working in. Her shot. Big save by Delaney. She holds on to it. Stoppage in play. 2:12 remaining. And there's one really excited fan there. Showing their appreciation for a big save by Delaney. You could cut the tension in this rink with a knife. It's do or die. We're almost in next goal wins territory. Actually, I'm going to call it is next goal win territory. Pass back to the point. Picked up. That shot. That's tipped just high and wide. Prince near side. She has the puck. She's trying to get it out. It'll be chipped up. It'll be taken out by Kearney. Kearney's in a stick battle. It's going to have to be an egregious call to be called now, and that's being blown offside. As Richards was just a half step behind. Penalties going to be few and far in between, I'd have to imagine here. Minute 45 left in the third, tie game. Then in overtime, if it comes to that. What's better than playoff hockey? Top lines out for both teams. One back by the Caps. Leslie has it knocked off her stick by MacArthur. She retreats back. Her pass knocked down by MacArthur again. Puck just gets past McLean. McCaddy on the near side. Boards there to get it. She's held up by Parsons. It got weirdly quiet in this rink. Battle forward alongside the boards. It comes out. Centering pass. That goes wide. No one there. Leslie's going to pick it up. She chips it out of the zone. Picked up, tossed back in. McLean's going to have it. McLean, McCaddy, it's a 2-on-1. McLean shot, big save by Delaney. She holds on to it. Lauren Delaney standing tall. Minute and 7 left in regulation. Puck's dropped, one back. Prince will have it. Prince throws it behind her net. Burris is going to keep it. 1 minute of play in regulation. Back to the point. Makes a nice move. Shot from the point. That just went wide. Kept in at the point. MacArthur's going to throw it in. Down deep. McCaddy gets hit. And there's a penalty. And that'll be touched up. We talked about announcers' jinxes. I said they're going to be few and far in between, you'd have to imagine. And then almost immediately, a penalty. Payne's going to the box for body contact. Select's going to get their first power play of the game. And it could have come at a better time. 39 seconds remaining in the third period. Tie game. Winner take all. Who's going to move on? Puck one back. Slucks have it at the blue line. Working in. McLean. McLean works it back. Caps have it. They try to get it out. It will get past McLean just barely. Vic gets out. Moved over. McIntyre has it to the far side. Pass back to Burst, back to McIntyre, back to the point. Shot from the point. Stick save there by Delaney. McIntyre will have it. She's working behind the net. Look for the wraparound note there. Moves it back to the point. Back shot. Big save. 2.8 seconds remaining. Minute 24 in the power play. What do these teams have drawn up? Puck won back. That's going to do it. We have overtime. It does not look like there will be a flood in between overtime. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with the first overtime period. We're back for the overtime period. 10 minutes of 5-on-5 overtime. It's going to start 5-on-4. As there's that pesky body contact penalty as McLean moves it back. MacArthur. McLean shot. That just goes wide. And out of the reach of McIntyre, but will be kept in there. Be kept in at the point. Pass over to McLean. McLean back to the point. McIntyre looks, she'll stop. 49 seconds left on the power play. Back down to McLean. McLean shot, blocker saved by Delaney. Burris will pick up the rebound, moves it back to McLean. Back down to Burris. Moves it over. Burris shot, tipped wide. Kearney battling forward alongside the board. 26 seconds left on this penalty. Fighting for it. It'll come out McLean. McLean has it. Battle with Leslie. Her centering pass. Just out of the reach as that was a dangerous pass there. Selects could have won it off that. Worked it down low. MacArthur's pass. Shot! That's blocked. 2 seconds remaining on this power play. We're back to even. Puck stumped out. Fields out of her net to play it. We're on 5-on-5 overtime for 8:30 or till we can find a winner. Pass to MacArthur just out of her reach. It's thrown up. McHenry centering pass. Shot! That just went wide. Fighting for it. That's chipped up. Kept in. People on the ground. Puck's in there somewhere. Fighting for it. That's thrown right back below. Picked up by Graydon. Graydon moves it up. Richards just out of the reach of MacArthur. MacArthur needs a change. Payne moves it up. Nobody there. That's going to go all the way down. McHenry's flying downfield. Clears it out of the way. Marta moves it up. Try to get it to Richard. Richard just couldn't get that puck. Leslie has it. Leslie going the other way. Driscoll working in. Her shot, that goes wide. Driscoll centering pass. That's knocked down. McCaddy moves it over. That's kept in. Shot. Save and covered. What a start to overtime. Offensive zone draw for the Caps. A lot of stress in this building. That puck gets out. Picked up. Wilkie moves it back in. McCaddy works it down low. In her own zone. McIntyre picks it up. McIntyre circles back. McIntyre moves it over. Working up. Stick handling. That's knocked away. Gonna go the other way is Parsons. Parsons chips it up. McIntyre retreats back into her own zone. Picks up the puck. Lexi McIntyre moves it up. McLean. Hallie Rose McLean. Working in wide. Her shot. Big save held on to by Delaney. Big face-off here, pardon. Puck's won back by the Caps. Taking up the ice, chipped up, Aspridge. Working in, her shot, that's knocked away. Battling in front, that just goes wide. There's tripped. Tripped up is not a penalty. Shot, a big save by Field again. One-timer in front of the net. Burris moves it up. That's tipped up. McHenry's fighting for it. She'll take it out. Going the other way is Richard. Richard's forced wide. Puck's knocked off her stick. It's fired all the way down. Forward icing. There will be an icing with 5:59 remaining. Couple great chances there for the Caps. But Amy Field keeps the season alive. Puck dropped, one back, Driscoll's picking it up. Driscoll chips it off the glass, kept in by MacArthur. MacArthur moves it back to McLean. McLean moves it back, all the way back to the point. McIntyre moves it down low. MacArthur has it. MacArthur, McLean, McIntyre. McIntyre dumps it all the way down into the zone, picked up by the Caps. Caps moves it off to McHenry. McIntyre intercepts that pass. Bound for it, McCaddy. A lot of Mick last names on the ice. That's chipped out. Just past Prince. Picked up by the Selects. Behind their own net. Reverses it. McIntyre. Couple Caps on her, sorry. She'll pick it up behind her net. She's going to go for a skate. She makes a move out of her own zone. She dumps it into the Cap zone all the way around. Leslie has MacArthur pinned up. MacArthur goes down, so does Leslie. Picked up by Jodry. Jodry tries to get it out. McCaddy trying to keep it in. Jodry's got to go. She works into the zone. Jodry shot, blocker save, rebound. Cleared out of the way there by Burris. Battle for it. Centering pass, that's not wide. Chipped up off the boards. Picked up, and here come the Selects. They need a change. Working in. Centering pass, and that just goes wide. Picked up, we're going to go the other way. Audrine trying to make it move. She gets knocked down. Puck gets chipped back. Harlan moves it over. It goes up to Power. Power working in. Her shot. Big glove save. Rebound in front of the net. That was up for grabs for a second. Cleared into a safe territory there for the Selects. Burris works it up. That's just out of the reach. That's going to go all the way down. That will be an icing. 3:58 to go. Face-off goes all the way back down to the Select zone. What a game. Puck dropped, one backwards by the Selects. Burrs going to wrap it around the boards, chip right back in from the point. Burrs going back behind her own net to pick it up. She has it chipped up, just out of the reach of Richard, so Payne's going to be the one to collect it by her own blue line. Over to Leslie. Leslie works it up, it's tipped forward. Thrown back to the blue line. Parsons going to pick it up. Parsons working in. Her puck get knocked away from her. It's thrown behind the net. Payne's going to pick it up. Payne throws it behind the net. Picked up McLean. Hallie Rose McLean's going to go for a skate. 3.5 to go. She tries to throw it up to MacArthur. MacArthur eventually gets the puck. Knocked off her stick again. Picked up by McLean. McLean moves it up. Working in. Shot. That goes wide. McCaddy in a battle for it behind the net. Comes out. Caps have the puck. They work it out. That's chipped up. Working in. It's a 2-on-1. Shot. Save. Rebound. Out of the reach. It's chipped back to the point. Shot from the point. Bouncing around. Bodies hit the ground in the slot. Centering pass. That's bouncing around. Shot from the point. That's blocked into the corner. Hits the ref. McIntyre picks it up. Lexi McIntyre moves it up. MacArthur could just chip it up. It'll be picked up. Thrown to the near side. It's Beaton. Beaton will have it. Beaton skating with it. Working in. Her shot. That goes wide. She picks up her own miss though. Beaton cutting towards the center. And that puck's knocked off her stick by MacArthur, sorry. That puck's going to go all the way down. No icing. Didn't have enough juice. Thrown up to Beaton. Puck's knocked away from her by Richards, but it's going to be picked up by Dowling. Dowling has it in the zone. Dowling centering pass up in front, bouncing around to the side of the net. Poked again by Dowling. It's up for grabs. Richards has it. Richards moves it behind the net. Boyle reverses it. Burris will have it. Minute 47 in the first overtime period. Richard just clears it. Payne's going to have it. Payne clears on, fans on her dump attempt. It eventually gets back in. Burris throws it behind the net. Power dumps it back into the corner. Battle for it in the corner, comes out. It's going to be Sleck's puck. Moving up for the Slecks. Morrow tries to center that one. That's knocked away. Power has it. Power gets it out. Kearney up to Asbridge. Works in. She throws it towards the net. Saved by Field. Rebound poked away by Field. She stays with it. She's taken down. No penalty. Caps do not like that. Here comes McLean. Last minute of play. She's cutting towards. She gets the puck knocked away. Battling for it. McCaddy. It comes out. MacArthur. McIntyre moves it up. Richards working wide. Richards working into the corner. Puck's knocked off her stick. It looks to be cleared. McIntyre holds the line. Thrown to the far side. Shot from the point. Saved. Delaney held on to. Caps fans still showing their displeasure. McCaddy lines up for this face-off. They win it. MacArthur working in. 29 seconds remaining. Pass back to the point. It's kept in. MacArthur trying to keep it in. It stays in. Driscoll can't knock it out. McCaddy battling for it. It goes into the corner. Leslie fighting with Burris for it. Burris comes out with that one. She falls down. Puck's caught in her skate, it looks like. Burris comes out with it. Seconds left. Shot from McIntyre. That's blocked in front. Payne's going to have it. She clears it. And we're done another overtime period. So we'll have a flood. And we'll come back with another overtime. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the second overtime. Welcome back into the Hector Arena as we get set for overtime number 2 between the Caps and the Selects. This for the series to move on. It's a winner-take-all Game 5, and we have been treated to an awesome one so far this afternoon. You almost don't want this one to end, but it will have to end sometime. Will it be this overtime period, or will we see a third? As this is our 5th overtime period of this series. McCaddy getting a Game 2 OT winner, and Parsons getting the Game 3 OT winner in double overtime. Both teams take the ice. Refs talk it out in the center. Tension is palpable in this building. Fist bumps all around for the refs. We're ready to get underway. Puck drop, one back by the Caps. Leslie retreated back into her own zone, pick it up. She's working in, reverse it into the corner, poked off her stick. McLean's going to pick up the puck. McLean loses it. It's knocked back up, and here come the Caps. Kearney working in. Kearney shot, blocker save. McLean's trying to go the other way. She chips it out. MacArthur's going to pick up the puck, knocked off her stick. McLean picks it up to MacArthur. MacArthur dumps it in. Delaney leaves it there. Leslie chips it up. McIntyre dumps it all the way back down. That pass is tipped up, still gets to Asbridge. Asbridge working her way up, working into the zone. Her shot, glove by Field, held on to for a stoppage in play. Both teams, you'd think, are probably getting a little gas at this point. A lot of hockey played for these two teams this weekend as that puck's dropped. We're back underway. Puck over to Lapierre. That gets out of the zone. She'll have to retreat back, dump it in. Battling for it. Stumped right back out. Lapierre fires it right back in. Field going to play in front of her net. Boyle up to Richard. Up to Chisholm. Chisholm breaking in. Tries to get to Richard just over her reach. And poked away by Delaney. Fighting for it on the long side of the boards. Chipped back into the corner. Picked up by the Caps. Payne's going to have it. Payne up to Beaton. Beaton recovers. Picks up the puck. Circles back in her own zone. Fires it over. Fired up the ice. Picked up. Falling down. That puck's in. Pass, and that's just out of the reach as Jodry tried to get it. The Caps faithful wanted a penalty there as Parson pokes it in down deep. Picked up, Connolly throws it behind her own net. Trying to get it out, that puck's chipped up. Leslie trying to hold the blue line, she does. It's kept in, working towards the front is Parson. She wants another overtime winner. She throws it in front of the net, no one there. It's held in, it's shot from the point, it's knocked away by McLean. Picked up Parsons. Parsons cutting towards the middle. Her shot attempt knocked away. Bouncing puck. McCaddy falling down. Lost an edge. Audrey cutting towards the front of the net. Her shot. Big save there. Selects need to settle this puck down quickly as they do. McLean picks up the puck. McLean breaking over her own zone. Chips it up the boards. McCaddy dumps it in. It's fired all the way back down. Field's going to be able to just cover that for another stoppage in play. 17-17 left in this double overtime. The way this one's going, you wouldn't be surprised if there's 8 overtimes, as Wilkie has the puck at the blue line. Her shot, that's stopped by McIntyre in the slot. It's dumped back out. It's passed over to Kelly. Kelly's just going to fire it in. It's stopped by Field. Burris chips it off the wall, looking for Tanner. That doesn't make it hurt. Dump right back in. McIntyre will pick it up. Lexi McIntyre up the boards. Picked up. Going down the other way is McLeod. McLeod gets past one, dumps the puck into the corner, throws it down. I believe that was called an icing. It was. Offside, sorry. I wasn't able to see what the call was there, but it'll be an offside, so the draw will be just outside the cap zone. Puck drop, one back by the Selects. MacArthur just dumps it in. Delaney plays it behind her own net. Moves it up. Here comes Power out of her own zone. Power, she's tried to dump it in. Can't get past the defense there. McCaddy knocks it up. It's taken off her stick. Thrown up. Asbridge. Her shot hits someone in the back. Doesn't get through. Asbridge stays with it in the corner. It's knocked off her stick. Selects will settle it down. Passed up the wall. MacArthur through the legs there, but into McLean's feet. Pass eventually gets to McLean. She just backhands it into the zone. Thrown over. Chipped up the wall. It'll be taken. Driscoll breaking into the zone. Driscoll cutting towards the middle. She just lost the puck for a second. Her shot. Pad save. Rebound. No one could get a stick on that. It'll come out of the zone. Harlan will have it. Harlan moves it over. Chipped up Beaton. Beaton will bring it into the zone. Beaton working in. She falls down. The pass wasn't able to connect with Prince there. Centering pass. No one there. Beaton gets a stick on it. Puck still up for grabs. Bouncing around. Picked up. Selects going the other way. It's McLean. She's been on for what feels like forever. And she's just going to fire it in and go for a change. Picked up by the Caps. Parsons gets the puck knocked off her stick. As Chisholm's going for it. It'll be dumped into the select zone, however. Boyle there. Boyle knocking it up. Richards gets the puck knocked off her stick. It can't come out as Morrow trying to get it out. Back to Boyle. It's stolen. Audrin in front. Can't corral the puck. And that's fired out. That'll go all the way down for an icing, it looks like. It is an icing. We're over 5 minutes into this double overtime. Good chances both ways. Another offensive zone draw for the Caps. Puck one. Jodry has it. Chloe Jodry working with it in the corner. Circles back. Cutting towards the front of the net. Puck's knocked off her stick. There's a stick on the ground. As it'll go the other way. Battling for it. Puck's in the feet. Everyone lost it for a second. Chisholm just dumps it in. Into the corner. Lapierre picks it up behind her own net. She's going to go up Audrin. And she just dumps it in. Into the corner. Burris giving chase. So is Dowling. Burris going to get there. Burris fighting for it. Comes out. Martin's knocked off her stick by McHenry. Back to the point. Wilkie's shot. Hit a stick. It goes into the corner. Picked up. Caps still have it. Back to the point. Wilkie can't hold it though. It goes into the neutral zone and dumped right back in. Picking up Connolly. Connolly throws it up. Wilkie picks it up in the neutral zone. She just chips it right back in, giving chase Connolly, and that's going to be an icing. So another offensive zone draw for the Selects this time. This game started 2.5 hours ago, and we're still going. Puck drop, one sideways, Selects have it. McCaddy tries to work it down low. McLean back to McCaddy. It gets fired up, and McIntyre can't hold the line. She'll have to go give chase for it. Kelly on her. She gets brought down into her own net. Picking it up is MacArthur. She reverses upon her own net. Makes a forechecker miss. Bringing it up are the Selects. Working their way up. Into the zone. Down deep. Battling for it. McLean. Back to McLean. McLean can't handle that puck. It's bounced up. MacArthur's trying to poke at it. Bouncing around. MacArthur's going to pick up the puck. MacArthur. Back to the point. Over McIntyre. McIntyre shot for the point. That goes wide. It hit something in front. Selects keep it in. Shot. That goes way high. That's going to be a high stick. As McLean actually jumped up with the stick directly up. That's as high as a high stick can get. Puck's going to go just outside of the cap zone. We're 7.5 into this second overtime. Puck dropped. One back. Chipped up. That eventually will get out. Beaton has it. Beaton's going for a skate. Beaton coming in. Forced wide. Beaton can't get it back. Morrow. That doesn't get out. It's thrown right back in. Tipped in front. Big save by Field. Puck's knocked off a stick. Eventually it will not get out, actually. Is kept in, but Driscoll couldn't hold on to it. Morrow's going to pick it up. Morrow's going to go down. She fires it up ice to Richards. Richards pinned up against the wall. Puck comes out. Bounces back. Richard gets it back to the point. Connolly. Her shot scores! Game winner! Series winner! The Selects win it! Ainsley Connolly wins it in double overtime! And the Selects move on as they dogpile. What a way to end what's definitely the best series thus far. What a game! Jubilation on one side, heartbreak on the other. And now the best tradition in sports, the handshake line. As these two teams fought so hard over the last week and a bit. And the Selects will move on and keep their season alive. What a game, what a series, what a Sunday afternoon as the Selects crowd cheers on their team as the Selects get some hugs from the bench. My name's Ryan McDonald. On behalf of all High Button Sports, I'd like to thank you for joining us for this OT thriller Game 5